Good morning from the home of One ASEAN, One Response. It's been a privilege for the AHA Center to work with the Pacific Disaster Center, PDC, under the ASEAN-US Cooperation Platform since our birth 9 years ago. The MRS, which stands for Disaster Monitoring and Response System, powered by the PDC's DisasterAWARE, is a customized, near real-time disaster monitoring tool of the AHA Center. And it has been internalized and mainstreamed for the past 9 years into our day-to-day disaster monitoring and response operation. The MRS has not only been beneficial for the AHA Center's operation alone, it has enabled us, the AHA Center, to assist ASEAN member states and provide a common operating picture for multiple hazard situations in the region.
My name is John Marinos, and I work in the OCHA Regional Office for Asia Pacific. One of the main functions of this office is to respond to sudden onset natural disasters. And one of the essential elements of responding in a sudden onset is to mobilize a response very quickly. And a number of very key decisions have to be made within the first 48 hours of any response. Decisions such as how big is this emergency, how many people are likely to be in need of assistance, are we deploying, are we setting up field offices, are we activating emergency funds. These decisions have to be made in the first few hours and days of a response. And OCHA has worked very closely with the Pacific Disaster Center and the World Food Program to develop something called the Joint Analysis of Disaster Exposure, or JADE, which we believe is sort of state-of-the-art for estimating the potential impact of a disaster. The JADE is based on PDC's AIM model, which is, in our opinion, the best in the world at estimating exposure. And we found our partnership with PDC to be really helpful to improve the quality, consistency, and standards of these early estimates, which have been used to activate emergency funding and launch emergency responses.
In a humanitarian and disaster relief situation, time is of the essence.
Communications will be lost during and immediately after any disaster.
Unless you know what is there on the ground, how would you react? How would you send the relief? Maybe medicines are required and we are sending blankets. Doesn't help. So communication is very important.
Preparation is critical because we have a saying in the industry, you never want to meet somebody for the first time on an airfield. You want to get to know them as best you can ahead of time.
In order for assistance to get in, we need to know where the people are that are suffering the most, what the effects are, and what are the priorities of relief that are required.
We are much stronger when we bring our capabilities together than we ever will be if we try to react independently to HADR situations.
Pacific Endeavor consists of several modules, covering everything from communications training to a senior communicators meeting to cybersecurity, with the main goal of testing interoperability between the different countries. Participants head to the field to test what they've learned. The field exercise begins with an NGO-run communication center called a White Cell. The White Cell disseminates details about the disaster scenario to nations in the field, and the nations problem solve and coordinate simulated relief efforts with the Multinational Coordination Center, or MNCC.
The MNCC is really a clearinghouse of information. So information comes into it and then it's processed through the various staff sections that are inside of it. Then the information is distributed out to the field where more information is gathered about what's actually needed, and then it comes back to the MNCC. So it's really a communications and control center.